if I wanted the roots of this, how easy is that? Super easy, because what is it? Right. It's x plus 4, x plus 3 equals 0. So x equals negative 4 and negative 3. Yeah? Because it factors, right? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah, yeah? Yeah, yeah. Then I gave you one that looked like this. B squared plus, I can't remember what it was. 4b minus 21. That one I showed you on the other page. No, that one factors. That one's too easy. Minus 9. Right? Equals 0. And we spotted that. We were like, ugh, yuck, ugh. Doesn't factor, so we learned to complete the square. B squared plus 4b plus 4 equals 13, because I brought the 9 over and I added 4. B plus 2 squared equaled 13. B plus 2 equaled plus or minus root 13. Bring the 2 over, negative 2. And we learned how to deal with that, yeah? Right? Then we were faced with these. M squared plus 7m minus, don't want to use 8, minus 22 equals 0. And here we hated it because what had to happen to complete the square? We had to use fractions. And fractions make us go, whoa, right? So now people from another country already know what to do with this. They wanted to do what you're going to learn today. They wanted to do it here and here as well. Okay? Because what I'm going to show you now always works. Always. This one only works when it factors nicely. This one works easily when this is an even number. What I'm about to show you always works, but it's a lot of work. Okay? So the reason I show it to you last is because if you get good at these first two, you can save yourself a lot of work later on. If you only learn one way of doing it, that always works, but sometimes it's a pain. Everybody cool? Because these you can almost do in one step now, right?
Wait, so is this just like a different way of doing it?
It's a different way of doing it. It will get you the same answer. I'm going to show you in a moment, okay? First thing we got to do is talk about what these things look like. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. That is a quadratic equation in general form, yes? Everyone agrees? Yes, yes, sir. Thank you for the gag, Sam. Right? Quadratics are a major pain. Nothing? Major pain? General form? Nothing? I don't even know why I try. All right. So, our goal in all of these was to isolate x, yes? Right? That's what we're trying to do. So, you have been given a million little tricks, right? Factor, complete the square, blah, 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 blah. But there's another way to do it. Work with me here. If I wanted to isolate x, what is the first thing you would do here? Pardon me? You would move c. Excellent. Okay. So we're going to move c and get ax squared plus bx equals negative c. Now what would you want to do? Okay, you want to complete the square? That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Well, then you're not isolating x. That's the thing. There's two x's there. That's what I needed someone to say. Well, how do we isolate x? There's two x's there. Somebody just said divide. What would you divide? You would divide by x. Okay, well, that's still not going to isolate x. Somebody left an x over here, right? Nobody should be writing yet. Okay. What else could we try? Could we divide by a? If I divide everything by a, what happens? Now I got x squared plus b over a x equals negative c over a. Everyone agree? I've made some algebraic sense? We're building towards x, right? Okay, now what would you want to do? Okay, I'm going to pause this. Any of that? Are we happy with irrational numbers in math class? Do they help us in the real world? Can you tell me real values for that? No. So you could use your calculator to find a real value if we were in physics class. Everybody okay? We're in math class though, so we're good, yeah? Okay, what's going to happen in D or C? What do I need to do with that? 3x squared minus 7x minus 6. And then run it through the formula. Would you want to complete the square there? No, of course not. But please notice, in A, how quickly was I able to complete the square and get the answer? How quickly? It's 2 steps, right? This takes a crap ton of steps, but it always works. So if you're in doubt, you can always use the quadratic formula, which I will never ask you to memorize. But for those of you who insist on telling me that you need more time to miraculously learn how to do math that you don't know how to do, you probably want to make sure you're good at factoring and completing the square because they're way, way faster, right? You can build a house with a hammer and a handsaw and a screwdriver. Would you? Of course not. You get power tools because they speed the job up. So what's my ABC here? What's my B? What's my C? And then I go to town. 7 plus or minus the root of 49 minus 4 times 3 times negative 6 over 2 times 3. 7 plus or minus the root of 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 6 is 72. Negative and negative make a positive. 49 plus 72 is 111. 121. 121 over 6. What's square root of 121? 7 plus or minus 11 over 6. What's 7 plus 11? 18 over 6. What's 7 minus 11? Minus 4 over 6. What's 18 divided by 6? 3. Would you ever leave that fraction, Miss Bag Crumbles class? Negative 2/3. And those are your 2x values. Everybody good? Now you will notice that when you get good at arithmetic, even the quadratic formula can be fast, yes? Everyone's cool? Turn the page over. Let's do a math word problem because everybody loves math word problems. Oh, Mr. Myers. You missed us for a couple of days, so you come back with the good stuff. The sum of the squares of 2 consecutive integers is 613. Holy crap. Do you know what that first integer is? No, you do not, do you? So what do we do when we have an unknown value in math class? We make it x. What is the very next integer? X plus 1. The sum of the squares. Okay. Squared plus squared equals what? 613. Solve it. Go. Any way you want, broskies and sister skis. That sounds horrible. Broskies and siskies. That sounds dumb too. Why do bros get a cool thing like broski and sisters get nothing? That ain't right. People skis, human skis, hume skis. Well, that sounds dumb too. Huskies? Huskies. Huskies. Go, Huskies. No? Don't want to be called dogs? Fair enough. I wouldn't either. Oh, I forgot. Yes, a great many of you were indeed Huskies. Yes. Woo, woo, woo. If you weren't a Husky, that's my bark. I don't know if they made you guys bark in like your pep rallies and stuff, but that would have been wicked. Did you howl? What'd you do? Oh, I see. You just went, ah, like grade 6, 7, and 8s do. It would have been more cool if you barked or howled. Or both. That would be wicked. My dog doesn't howl. My dog doesn't even bark unless there's a reason to bark. I'm very lucky. Sadly, most of his reason to bark is raccoons walking through our front yard. And squirrels. Takes real exception to squirrels on our back fence. That pisses my dog off. I'm going to say this as slowly as possible. And I'm going to mime it. I do not need these videos. You might need these videos. You have to remind me because I do not need them. Okay? I make them for you. Okay? I like how it took 3 or 4 do's before the guys in the back figured out what I was doing. Oh. Well, how else would you mime that word? All right? Are we all good? So everything I just said there. All right? All right. All right. Please notice. Right? I know. What time is it? 10:30? I'm pretty happy probably with most of you doing 1, 2, 3, 4 by yourselves. I'm going to make a couple of suggestions here. What would you do with 9? I only want to get you started. What would you do with 9? What bugs you about 9? Of course, Preston, you'd multiply everything by x to cancel that x out, yes? Now, number 10. For some reason, if I write out a question like number 10, it makes my best and brightest students lose a little bit of bladder control. There is no need to be scared of that. Why? Some of you are scared. Why would you be scared of that? Isn't that x over 5 equals 80 over 16? What would you do with that? I still don't know, Mr. Myers. No. I'm just saying it's the exact same type of question. How would you find that x? What would you do? 16x equals 80 times 5. You would cross multiply, yes? Because anytime you have fraction equals anything, you can cross multiply. Like you learned in trig last year, like you learned in algebra grade 6, like you learned a million times. So what are you going to do here? Cross multiply. Right? So now you've got a tool to start those two difficult ones. No, keep going. I'm not going to let you work until you've got an idea of what to do with every one. Read that question. I got a perimeter and an area, yeah? Okay. So there's my rectangle, yeah? Where's the width? Okay, so you want to make this W? Okay. Then what's that make this? W. Okay. What does that make this? What does that make this? So what do I know about W plus L? It equals what? 35, right? Everyone agree? Okay. So what do I know about W? Isn't W 35 minus L? Everybody cool? So now, W is no longer W. It's 35 minus L, yeah? What do I know about that value and that value in relation to that value? And that's all I'm going to say. Wow. It's like magic. Yeah. Wingardium Leviosa. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. And oh look, the same type of question. Now listen to me carefully. Look at number 5 very carefully. Is it in a form that we can apply one of our options to? Kinda, because it almost looks like quadratic formula situation, doesn't it? Where would I put the A? Stop my magic pen. Where would I write my A for ABC? No. Yeah, why? Because that's the squared one. So all I'm going to say about this one is that's A. What's this? B. And what's this? Huh? Ah. Go. When do I expect this done? Tomorrow. It's worth a guess, right, Sam? One day I may say that. And then you'll be like, huh?